to the fatherless. And I had to come to the realization that God was my father when I didn't have a father. And not only that, but God provided fathers for me. God provided fathers for me to step up and be that father figure in my life. And I'll mention it again. Shout out to my stepfather, who was there since I was 2 years old. He was that father for me. And I remember being in my therapist's office, and I was talking to her through the hurt and the pain that I experienced from my father. And she asked me this question: who in your life is a mentor to you? Like, do you have any male figures in your life that you look up to or that you have a relationship with? I remember I said, yeah, my stepfather, my grandfather, the coaches I had from high school, the teachers and mentors and stuff like that, my pastors. And I remember saying this one phrase, and it was so touching. She said, you struggle with receiving the love that is there because you're looking at the black hole or the empty spot that isn't there. And when she said that changed my whole perspective. You have to realize I was 19 or 20 years old when she told me this. It took me that long to realize that this whole time I had a father figure in my life. This whole time I had figures in my male figures in my life that loved me. This whole time I had the support. I had the stepfather that came to my games, that supported me, that when he brought himself shoes, he brought me shoes, that encouraged me, that told me that he was proud of me, that told me that he loved me. I had what I was missing, but because I was so focused on what was missing, I could not see what was already there. And it was when I stopped looking through the pain, through the lens of hurt, and start focusing and looking through the lens of being healed, that I recognized what I always wanted was always and already present with me. And I say that to say that we have to understand, we have to stop looking through the lenses of hurt and start looking through the lenses of healing, so that we can see the blessings that are already there for us. That's good. What if, because you are looking through the lenses of hurt and through the lenses of pain, you can't see the love that is already there. You can't see the blessings that is already there. You can't see the favor that is already there. What if it's your perspective that is stopping you from walking in peace? My God, that is good on today. That is good to me. What if because you are looking through the lenses of hurt, you're always walking through chaos? Oh, Peter, come talk to me. When Peter was walking on the water, because Peter was so focused on the storm around him, he began to sink. Peter was doing the impossible when he was focused on Jesus, when he was focused on Jehovah Rapha, the one who heals, when he was focused on when he was focused on El Roy, the one who sees. Peter was able to walk on water when he was focused on Jehovah Nisi, the Lord, his banner. Peter was able to walk on water when he was focused on Jehovah Jireh, the Lord that provides. Peter was able to walk on water when he was focused on the one that says, I will do exceedingly abundantly above what you can ask or think. Peter was able to do the impossible when he was focused on Jesus. But when he started to focus on the storm around him, he began to sink. When he started to focus on the things that was not going right, he began to sink. When he started focusing on the broken things, he began to sink. And what if you're sinking because you're not focused on the one who loves you, but you're focusing on the one who broke you? What if you're beginning to sink because you're not focused on the one who provided you peace, but you're focusing on the one who gave you chaos? What if you're sinking because you're not focused on the one who was walking with you, but you're focusing on the one who left you? Oh my God, I feel like preaching this morning. What if you're sinking because you're focusing on the one who destroyed you rather than focusing on the one who says, I've come to give you life and life more abundantly? And I just want to tell somebody, maybe, just maybe, if you begin to focus on the one that says, I love you even if you're not perfect. I love you even with your flaws. I love you even with your ugliness. I love you even with your pettiness. I love you even with your dirtiness. What if you start focusing on the one that says, I love you in every season. I love you in every trial. I'll love you in every situation. And I'm faithful enough to never leave you nor forsake you. What if you start focusing on the one that says, I will always be there for you, and instead of focusing on those who left you, instead of focusing on those who hurt you, instead of focusing on those who caused you pain and confusion and chaos, if you start focusing on the one that loves you the most, then you'll see the peace. I'm just saying, maybe, just maybe, if you start focusing on the right one, you will start to experiencing peace that surpasses all understanding. And it was when I started to focus on Jesus. It was when I started to walk in relationship with Jesus. It was when, watch this, I allowed the Good Shepherd to lead me beside the still waters, that my life became peaceful, that my heart became peaceful in the storm. It was when I started focusing and walking with Jesus that I was able to love those who abused me, that I was able to love those who let me down, that I was able to be patient with those who I really wanted to cuss out and say, never talk to me again. What if I'm telling you, what if you started to walk with the one that says, I will give you lighter burdens, I will give you a yoke that is easy, that you will begin to walk in comfort, you will walk in peace, and you will begin to walk in healing. What if that's all it takes is for you to give it back to the master and give it back to the one who says that I have plans to prosper you and not to harm you, that you will experience the peace of God, that you will experience the comfort of God. Because the Bible says, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall receive comfort. Whatever you're mourning over, God says, give it to me. Whatever you're mourning over, God says, I want that. I want to trade your mourning for comfort. I want to trade it in. I want to give you joy, unspeakable joy. But you have to focus on me. Man, that's the word. That is the word for this season of my life that I am in right now. Not being distracted by what hurt me, not being distracted by the pain, not being distracted by the storm, not being distracted by the valley, but focusing on the one that loves me, focusing on the one that makes all things better.